Welcome back to the Piggybank podcast, where we give you
our 3 cents. So today, Abby is back again because she's still here, and she's just, like we said, the smartest person we know and has so much to say.
Talking to Abby.
So today, we're going to be talking about expectations with, like, everything. I feel like in life, you just have expectations of things, and for us, my biggest thing is, like, expectations with relationships, and we've touched on this a little bit, but, like, the reason why none of us are in relationships is because of how high our expectations are.
Yeah.
That's honestly why I really am not quite fond of dating apps anymore. It's because I'm like, y'all aren't giving. I'm sorry, but y'all aren't. Like, my expectations are so high, and I'm just like, I expect so much out of these random men on this app, and they don't even know, and I'm just like, I'm just disappointing myself because of my own expectations. Like, it's not their fault.
I deleted my Hinge, guys. I just thought I'd tell you guys.
Right.
It's probably going to be back soon, but...
Literally, Halloween.
Like, just setting expectations for yourself. Like, one of my biggest things now, I was recently on a date, and the person, like, you know when you're walking down the street, how there's cars, they, like, moved me to the side and was walking down the street.
Gentlemen!
And apparently that's, like, a thing.
It is.
And I didn't know that was a thing. And
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's
Really?
a thing. There's, like, it's called the sidewalk rule.
K-drama.
Yeah, it's like, or a person should never let their, like, significant other, like, walk next to the cars, like...
Because the car could, like, hit you or something.
I find that so cute.
Yeah, me too. And it's hard, though, I think, for us, when we set these expectations and, like, no one meets them. So I feel like it's harder to find, like, someone to be with when we have that mentality.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like it's not even harder to find someone to be with. It's just the fact that, like, sometimes I don't even know what my own expectations are, and someone will do something, and I'm like, oh, maybe that is something that I should, like, keep in mind with the next person.
Right.
Like,
mine are, like, my expectations, I know mine. I know what I want in my partner. I know, like, all of that. And it's, like, up here, and, like, all these people I talk to, I still give all of these people chances, but then they do something, and it just keeps dropping down, and I'm like, So when it comes to my expectations, like, I fully know what I want when it comes to, like, a relationship.
I feel like I have, like, this list or paragraph of things, of expectations that I think that I know that I have, but then I go through something or I talk to this guy, I'm like, it's not giving. Adds that onto the expectation. Is like, communication is one thing. I'm like, I want you to match my energy like that, and if you can't do that, I automatically get the ick. And that's honestly a part of my top 5 expectations, is just matching my energy.
yeah, I have an expectations list too. Now that I think about it, I didn't even realize I had one, but it's in my notes, and it's called The Perfect Guy. And it has, like, everything that every guy that I...
Yeah, she sent me that before, and I told her to add some more. I was like, Hailey, please.
No,
that was bare
because
minimum. She had bare minimum on this list.
If you read it, the bar does seem a little bit low.
It's bare minimum.
But, like, it
It's just like a general list.
Yeah, it's super
Okay, well, that's
yeah.
one thing. Your expectations for a romantic partner
Are too
very
much.
different.
very different. We've talked about this before.
Me and Hailey talk about how we have the same. We are not into romance. Like, I don't need all that jazz. I don't want you to do this. We don't need to act like we're a couple in public. Like,
Literally, like, you do not need to hold my hand.
right,
You don't have to.
Don't hold my hand. Don't hug me. Don't put your arm around
Don't
me.
kiss me in front of other
Don't.
people.
Right, like, I just
All
don't
I
want
do is
any
want to
of
be
that.
held and cradled and
Right?
loved and like all these romantic movies.
No.
I think it's because, like we said
Yeah.
before, like we had that I mean your sister too, but I mean I said this on an earlier podcast where it's like I didn't see with my parents, but I saw with Nikki and Cameron, and when you see the way like Cameron loves Nikki, I feel like you might change your mind.
No, I disagree.
I don't want to be vulnerable like that to someone else.
Exactly.
That's my
Then
thing.
how are you want to be in a relationship ever?
Like,
I
don't know.
I just wouldn't. I can never act. I don't need to act that way.
I don't need to act that
But
way.
It's just not how
vulnerability
I-
is such a big
Vulnerability-
thing.
that's
I mean, it doesn't
the-
have to
it's
be
different.
touch, but vulnerability is more.
It's a big
is
thing,
a
but
big
to me,
thing.
like being vulnerable to someone is just to like I don't know, like talk to them every day.
Also,
Or,
I
you know,
feel
act
okay.
like
No,
not,
listen.
I
That
don't
just
know,
means
you
that
know?
me and you have different love languages.
Yeah,
First,
that's
I
true.
don't like
Right.
physical touch. That's not something that
Right.
I also don't like
Don't
words of
want it.
affirmation. That's not something I need. I'm definitely someone that I'm a quality time person, and even like a gift person.
Right, quality time and gifts. We're the same.
We're the
It's
same. But you
don't like
I want to hang
flowers.
out with you.
That's not a gift because that's not going to do anything
Here's
for
the thing.
me.
That's the thing about flowers is like it's just this romantic gesture.
Right,
but
it's not
just
a
flowers.
gift.
And that's the thing. Expectations of this stuff is so different. That's why one thing about expectations, especially of a partner, especially bringing to her talking about how like on Hinge you just have all these ideas about whatever. all the, like, the trends on TikTok that, like, guys do this, or, like, these tiny little things that are red flags, they're so unrealistic. And they literally, like,
that's true.
when you read it and they're like, if they don't do this, like, they're definitely cheating or this or
that's
whatever.
stupid.
All the stuff, it is ridiculous. And it's just, like,
And it makes you
like,
get in your head.
It makes you get in your head about things. And then you have, like, and we all know what Couch Guy was. And how everyone looked at that video. And it's, like, you guys have to realize that there are, like, those are just some people in a room, and you have no idea what they did yesterday, what they did the day before, what they did the day after. You don't know. You just saw 10 seconds of one thing, and it's just, like, ridiculous that everybody has that opinion on that and tries to psychoanalyze all the little bits and pieces of all that stuff when it's, like, life is just life.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Just
have
take
a
a minute.
question for you. Like, as a kid, did you get, like, cradled by your parents? Not, like, cradled, but just, like, kisses,
Comforted?
hugs, loves.
Yeah, but my mom.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
We didn't get
I
that,
feel like
so-
That's
I
why
was
me and
trying to
my
put
mom
two
are
and
like-
two together because, like, my mom did that all the time, even though I just don't like kisses and hugs from her, like, from my family at all. But, like, at the same time, from relationships and stuff, I expect that
Yeah,
because
me too.
my love language is definitely, I would say,
I think
physical
all
touch and quality
love
time.
languages are my love language,
Mhm.
but
Well,
yeah.
everyone has a little bit of each one, but there's ones that you prefer over
Right, and
another.
there are some, there are
Yeah.
lines and boundaries.
Yeah,
true.
like if
Each
it's
physical touch
the,
is
if it's the
definitely
right
mine.
person, obviously I'd want them to hug me and kiss me
Right.
and stuff. I just don't like that in public. I'm not a public display of affection
But that's
person.
usually how I know where I have liked, like, a handful of people in my entire life. But I only know if I look at someone and go, I would never want them to hold my hand.
In
I'm
public,
like,
exactly.
I get grossed out. I know if I'm okay with that person hugging me, I'm like, oh, I guess maybe I actually like them a little
Abby,
bit.
I'm the same
This
way.
is so funny though, because we have like two different
Cracking
sides of the
up.
table right now.
Right.
Like that's so like
That's
kind of
fine.
ironic.
I'm just like definitely the same way. Like if I'm able to do those things, like get out of my comfort zone for another person, then that probably means I like them.
Right.
That's been like my
That's
number one way to tell.
vulnerability, like, yeah, coming out of your comfort zone and being okay with it.
Mhm.
Because there have been people who they make some gross romantic gesture, they say something,
And I'm like, please get away from
and
me.
I'm like, why did you say that? Clearly we aren't meant for each other. We're different people. Bye.
Bro, when I went on the sushi date with, we'll call him Joshua. Okay, I went on the sushi date with Joshua, and I did not want to be there at all. Like, it was so embarrassing. I was like, I hope I don't see anyone from school because he goes to our school. I was like, if I see anybody that sees me with him, and then he tried to hold my hand, and I was like,
yeah. I mean that
no.
one's understandable,
I was like,
100%.
No, I was like, if
I don't even
anyone
remember who
sees
she's
me,
talking about right now.
Flick them like
You
a bird,
do.
like,
Oh, wait till we tell you
Whisper
after.
it.
We'll tell you
we'll
after.
tell you after. You're like, oh yeah.
No, but
Oh. Wait, you went on a date with him?
Yes.
Hailey
Never mind, I
Hailey
gotta
makes
go.
this question
That's a mistake
like
over
if she
there.
even has expectations sometimes with some of these men. I swear.
Yeah, she's saying that, but no, she's
Everyone
She's
tells me
dabbled a little.
everyone tells me I have low expectations, and I don't think I have low expectations. I think I just get into these phases of like, I want to be in a relationship, and then the first person that comes to me, I'll give them a chance, and then I'm like, get
You're like,
away from me, like
Bye-bye.
get away.
But
from
the
me.
things are different. But in a sense, we do have low expectations because, like, an ideal partner, Kayla will be like, I want him to walk me home. I want this, and it's
Yeah.
like, I just want to go home to bed.
Oh, he can
Like,
walk me
that's
home
fine.
though. That's fine.
I wouldn't
'cause-
be mad about it, but
yeah.
I wouldn't want to be like, don't worry, I'll walk you home, babe. I'd literally
Okay,
be
so
like,
like let's just say you were at his house like having a little like hookup or whatever, and you can't sleep over that night. So then you're like, okay, like I'm assuming he's gonna drive me
By
or walk
night
me home. It's
earlier or
literally
something.
like 11
Okay.
p.m. and then I start to no walk home.
okay, that would be bad if it's at night and you can't stay
Oh
over.
yeah, that's
Oh,
that'd be
yeah.
that
Yeah,
would
for
be a
sure.
definite like, okay, well, we agreed to come to your place. I
Right,
need a
because like in the
ride,
morning at
like-
places, I mean, I never like ask like anyone to like walk me home.
Yeah.
Imagine
from
he's
hanging
a
out
public
with them.
transit
Yeah.
kind of guy.
But at
He
night,
doesn't have a car.
I don't know. I feel like we don't
Chicago.
really have the experiences where we're like hooking up with like one night stands or
No, I
don't hook
randos
up.
where we're like
no,
going out of our way. Like anyone like we've been with, it's like
it's been a
We're
not,
thing.
like
talking to
dropping me
them.
off at
Right.
home was like on the way to where they're going anyways.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I think my expectations were definitely risen based off the date that I went to over the weekend. It was so fun, and we went to the Chicago Bulls game.
Ever.
It was really.
Hey, that's
We had
horrible.
courtside seats. It was so
I
fun.
saw the view. That looked like a
It
good
was
view of the
really
game.
nice, and like that's not even like I would have been fine like being in the sky. I still had like fun, and like He was really nice, gentleman. So I think I definitely like will raise my expectations after that date. That definitely is like my new favorite date I've ever been on. But
Good.
yeah,
I'm glad. I'm very glad to hear this, Hailey.
Right. It's like I do see the low expectation part because it's like if we both consider we have low expectations, well, you're the one who exercises the low.
Yeah, especially the summer guy. Let's emphasize the low.
Yeah.
Like date expectations.
wow.
Well, like
no shade.
Personal
to
attack.
No shade to Hailey. Shade to the boy.
Don't act like we haven't told you this a million times over.
This is no. I've already told Hailey everything about this, but it's like it's all shade to the boy. No shame on Hailey.
Anyways, as I was saying, like date expectations, how Hailey said, like boys games and whatnot, those type of expectations, date-wise, I do have too, because I'm thinking restaurant, first date,
that's boring.
Not giving.
And
take
also,
me golfing.
Be like,
I want to play tennis with you.
Different.
Interesting though, because it's like I wouldn't care if I'm going on a date. I would love to go anywhere.
Dinner though, like I mean,
dinner.
I love
it's
eating.
amazing. Like,
I love eating.
Just
I feel
be
like I'm
creative.
forced to talk to you. I feel like in a fun setting, I can just joke and just
like why can't we just be creative? Like why is it that hard to be creative, especially in this fall season?
Like
how do you get
in
creative?
art and painting?
That would be
exciting. Donuts.
Dog.
Go on a date with us. Come on.
Okay, honestly, Abby, I see where you're going with this. Like you think that as long as you're with them, it's fine, right? I agree to an extent. Well, first dates are your first impression. So I think your first date you should try, but like just because it's at a restaurant doesn't mean it's not great. Like that one date where I went to, I talked to them about it already, but where we did go out for brunch, but then we did other things.
Yeah, that's
so like
what I
adding
like,
on top of that, or just building a day. I love going with the flow. So like the kind of thing where you go somewhere and then everyone goes somewhere, like you go somewhere else and then somewhere else, and it's like you just do the day, you know?
Not just a dinner though. Like, don't you feel like that's kind of just like, okay, like
we're not just a dinner.
I know that's what I'm saying.
No,
like,
yeah, that's boring.
Like that's and like maybe someone's like, or let's just get drinks. Like, okay, but like, can we do something after?
Okay, let's get just drinks as a date. Is to me that would be like not meeting my expectations at all.
Oh, not at all.
Because if it's just drinks, you literally can't even talk about the food or anything. Yeah, it's literally like you're just sitting there to have like gossip hour.
Oh my god.
The difference about going to a restaurant is like you are waiting for food, you're doing something which is eating. But if you're just like drinks, like that's just
and I feel like it's a lazy way of being like, let me get you comfortable around me, because you're like drunk a little bit, you're tipsy. When you're sober on a date, it's so much different than like having a little bit of like
that little anxiety or awkwardness will stick.
Yeah.
You can't just like laugh it off.
For sure.
Well, I have a question though. So on the topic of like expectations, like so far we're almost done with our first semester. How's it been with school? And also for Abby being like not in school anymore and working her ass off.
Who wants to go? Talk about school? Talk about school first?
Honestly, this semester, dog, I don't even know what to say. It's kicking my ass.
Like, what's your expectation? Like, what did you go into the school year?
Into the school year, I really expected, I'm doing pretty well with, like, the straight A type thing, 4.0, but the workload, because, like, I'm a music business major, but I really focused on the music and not the business part of the major, so now I'm in accounting. That's kicking my ass.
What?
I'm in business.
No,
I didn't even know we had accounting classes.
I've been telling y'all I've had accounting since
Columbia had accounting.
You want to be an accountant?
No.
Okay, good, because my mom's an accountant and she does not like it.
Just to be
part
an
of
accountant
business.
too.
It's just part of business.
So
like it's just a part of business, and like it makes sense to take the classes, but like I just didn't even think. I'm more artistic and creative.
That is crazy.
I didn't know that, but I would say with school, my expectations of school are like for me to always get my stuff turned in on time. For me, because I only have classes Monday and Tuesday, so I expected to go into the school year getting my stuff done Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I have for the last like month been doing all my assignments Sunday night at like 9 p.m. when they're due Sunday night at 11:59.
Like you're pro procrastinator. Like you're good at it.
But that's not good.
It's not good. But
it's stressful.
If I do that, like I can't, because I always just collapse and fall asleep.
I was always a hard procrastinator, but it worked for me.
No, my best work.
Works, why
I've
stop?
already said this, but my best work gets turned in when I'm doing it with an hour left to do
under
it.
Pressure.
Yeah, or else if
you get zoned, you're in the zone. You get in that the flow state.
Exactly.
You're just.
We learned about that in my joyfulness and well-being class. The flow state. Yes.
The flow state.
Yes, but like I literally stay up doing it for so long, and then
she needs to sleep more.
I don't sleep ever.
I'd be yelling at her for that.
Yeah, I need to get better at that, and I just feel like my teacher, she assigned something that's due in 2 weeks. And I'm like, maybe I should do it starting now. But if I try, but if I do it, then I'm gonna think about it and be like, this isn't good. This could be better.
Right. So you end up spending that much more time on it.
I like try to do like all my homework early, especially like this weekend for Halloween weekend. I've been trying to like yank thing. But like when your schedule gets more busy, it's just like so hard not to procrastinate because those like little free seconds you have, you just want to go to sleep or like lay in your bed and even just like scroll on TikTok, just like not have your mind going
TikTok
crazy.
TikTok makes it so hard.
I know, it does.
This week, I did something that I just never do, and I fell asleep with my contacts in and my makeup on, and like I'm usually so
like,
good,
every night.
dog. I'm usually so good with like my self-care and keeping up, but like I was in the middle of doing homework and writing essays for a scholarship, and I just was gone. All of a sudden, I wake up, it's 3 a.m.
Like, I'm not kidding.
Our new
roommate, I told her, because she's always up really late, I told her if she ever sees my light on, just bust in there. And, like, 2 nights ago, she did. She just bust in there at, like, 3 in the morning. She's like, Kayla, I saw your light was still on. And I was like, my contacts? My computer's open?
She said my
Thank
contacts.
you, girl.
Yeah. School's just, like, I don't know. I feel like we need to just chill out, because I was talking this with one of my friends, and we were like, we have such high expectations of ourselves when it comes to school, and honestly, we're in college, and while it might sound great to have a 4.0, I think if my 4.0 ever went down, I would relax on myself. I'm so hard on myself over something that doesn't matter in college. Your GPA does not matter in college.
Path, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I think my scholarships, it matters for those kinds of things,
right.
But I can keep B's. I don't need to be a straight A student, and I think that's what makes it so much harder is that I need to be perfect in all my classes when my major doesn't even require that much of me to do that. I just do it for myself.
And to have Abby
you have the strong expectations because you're so worried that you won't get that future that you expect you'll get.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with I'm not in school anymore, but I work 3 jobs because I am so, like, I expect my future because I want to move to Chicago, like, ASAP. I want to make all this money. And that part that you have to understand is that, like, these expectations, they're hard to meet. But I feel like even though we're still young, it's like I feel like I need to rush it. And that's just part of, like, being our age, where you're like, I need to have straight A's because, like, if I don't do it now, I can never go back, right? That every single thing you do is going to be a life-changing mistake. Honestly, you talk to someone who's 30 years old, they're going to know that's entirely different. Entirely different situation. But like, it's hard for us to get out of that because I feel that right now. I look at my paycheck and I'm like, oh my God, $50 less. I'm not going to be able to afford rent next August. You know, like, that's why I'm so paranoid. But that's just part of being young and figuring it out.
Yeah,
and that's just something we just have to age with. We have to do the experiences to know what to do.
I feel like I've even gotten better at that. Like being in college, I've looked back at things that I stressed over in high school, and I'm like, that did not matter that much.
No.
Like, that did not matter that much, and it's never worse. Like, if I could go back and tell my high school self, like, girl, it's not that deep, I would. And I've definitely been able to realize those things now.
In the moment.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh, wait, is it that deep?
No.
It won't matter in 2 weeks, you know? So, like, those kinds of things. But what you said about, like, the future, that's so true. Like, I feel like I plan my future out, and it has a lot to do with my anxiety. Having anxiety, you plan out. I plan out going to class. Like, I plan out what I'm gonna do with my day.
And your heart races when you think about it. Like, I like with anxiety, especially like when you're like sitting there thinking about like all these things you have to do. Like, I'll be in class thinking about what I'm doing tomorrow all day, and my heart just starts like racing in class, and like I start like my hands start shaking. And
right, because it just feels like if it doesn't go that way, something is going to happen. It's going to be bad. If there's something unexpected or just something like you just can't like let the flow happen, right? It's just like so panicked when you don't know.
I think
kind of thing.
Our generation just needs to be more okay with stepping back because, I mean, we're a really high expectation type of generation from what I've noticed. And I was just thinking on the bus on the way, like, here earlier, and I was like, I just wonder how bad it would be to, like, just be really open with my teacher. Like, I'm really going through a lot mentally, going through a lot with, like, school, trying to juggle everything in my life. Like, I just need a week's break. Can I sleep? Like, is that okay? Can I get an extension? And, like, a lot of people are scared to ask that. A lot of people are scared to, like, or worried to take that step to just be vulnerable and just ask that question so you can take care of yourself, and that people need to be more okay with that. Like, your health over anything. Like, I'm telling you, next year that grade won't even matter. Like, you're good.
Right.
You're good.
And a good teacher, and just using your example, a good teacher would understand that, like, this 1 week where you maybe miss one thing of class is not going to define you for your future. It's not going to derail you from these plans you want.
At our school, your grade drops so much if you miss a class.
So much.
And other schools don't even do that. So I think, like, for Columbia to be art school where people do have a lot of like mental health issues, and for that to be the biggest factor of your grade is so ridiculous.
You're right,
and it
hard.
needs to be fixed like now, because
Yeah.
I missed one class last year and I remember my grade dropped like 10 points and it took so much to get it back up.
I have like a 67 in my class for missing for a doctor's appointment. I'm like, hold on.
Oh, yeah. You
Because
gotta,
literally, even in high school,
that's when you take it to the board.
Right.
Exactly.
Even in
Yeah.
high school, you get like 3 excused absences.
Well,
like,
yeah,
kind
and
of
apparently
thing.
we were supposed to
get that.
here
That's
too. My
crazy.
professor told me that the other day.
Oh,
like
really?
my voice class, he told us you get 3 passes to miss, and then it affects your grade. So I missed one when I was feeling like really like anxious and not good mentally last week. I just missed one class, and my grade went down to a 91. And I was like,
I don't know. That it's definitely like I don't know. There's little things that just really gets you and like yeah. But I think I want to like talk about like what are y'all's expectations for your future? Like what's something that you hope would happen?
I don't like.
You look like you had. We'll start with Jailah. We're gonna
let's
go
just
like
go down
this.
the line.
I have a lot of expectations. That's why I'm like working so hard. People probably don't know this, but like I'm really determined. I'm the most determined person that I know personally, because I want to take going to LA as an example. Last year, I don't know how I got there, but I was there. Trust. I was gonna make that trip happen.
She does so much with no
I
money.
do so much
Jailah
with
has no
money,
money
so
and she's at a
little.
concert every week.
I swear to God, I don't know.
She makes it
Okay,
happen.
I just got Jailah those concert. Jailah got free concert tickets because I found them in Columbia Engage. It was like floor seats, like expensive concert tickets. Off topic, but that I did that.
Wow.
She did.
Shout out to my homie.
There she
Anyways,
goes.
but like that's why I work so hard and just like try to go out of my comfort zone and do this thing and that thing and experience that to get this content, because like that's what I want to do with my future. I want to be a content creator. I want to make music. I want to find the artists, and I want to just like promote those artists, but at the same time be the artist, and then I just want to act, and then there I am directing. I literally want to do everything. Like if y'all know me, I've switched my major like 5
that's
times.
okay.
And I'm in every minor that could ever possibly minor. Like
Well,
I've been in a lot.
being here doing this is already working towards that
exactly
goal.
like
So
Right.
who you know in the podcast? Us.
yo.
Okay, wait, you
Okay,
guys.
Abby, what you got?
I mean, I have a set of like long-term expectations. Like this is my ideal future life as like a grown adult, and then I have like really like near close ones. But like it's like my long-term expectations. I'm like, oh, giant house, really nice car, 5 kids. I know what all their names are. Like that's my like life. Like that's the kind of stuff that's what I want. You know, that's what I want. But like short term, like for my future, what I really want is like I want to move back into Chicago with my girl right here.
The bakery.
The bakery.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I want to, I want to open a bakery.
Gluten-free bakery.
I mentioned last episode I have celiac disease, right? So I can't have gluten. So, but I'm delicious. I'm so good at baking.
Isn't it good?
It's so good. So I got to make all that up. But I also, which I don't know if you guys even know this, but like I write books. Like I want to be an author.
News
What?
to me.
Right. So my expectations are like I'm gonna finish this book that I'm writing, and I want to get it published, and then I'm gonna get money to open a bakery and afford rent, and then like in my life I just hope it'll take off from there.
That's really cool.
I have to go to
I
the
know.
book signing. I'll be in the line.
Yeah.
That's
But
so sweet.
I gotta finish it. I think I'm like. The goal is like 175K words,
Wow, that's
Honestly,
crazy.
I can see you as an author.
and then it's and I'm at like 100K. So
Kayla, what about
lots
you?
to write.
Okay.
That's
Well, like for me, even when I was younger growing up doing musical theater, everyone was always like, if you're doing this for the fame, then you're not in the right area.
Oh, I guess I'm
So-
in the wrong area.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Because for me, I'm not
Everyone loves
doing
that
yeah.
aspect, but-
Yeah, I'm not doing it for that all. For me and my future, I'm going to be happy whatever I'm doing as long as it's something to do with performing arts. As we know, I've talked about this many times on the podcast, but I also became like a playwright last year. And I've been writing a lot of plays, and it's kind of like taking off. So I'm hoping to like get them out to actual theaters in Chicago, get them performed, hopefully get paid through that, and then become like a working professional actor in Chicago and get an agent, and have a Chow Chow and a Saint Bernard one day.
My expectations, I like dogs. My expectations, I definitely know that I have like a lot of people tell me, like I'll just be sitting there and they'll tell me I have potential to make it big. Like random people have told me that.
Yeah.
Not just modeling, like everywhere. Like they tell me I have, like when I enter a room, I like get presence of the room, and so like I think that has a lot to do with like my personality. Like even if I'm not talking, they just said I have a lot of power when I enter a room. So I think I know I'm destined to do something big. I do a lot of things, so I'm not sure exactly which field it is because I do everything, but I definitely know that there's something that's going to be big for me. And I do want to move out to LA or Atlanta. I'm not sure which one, but what?
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Atlanta, they film a lot of movies in
That's
Atlanta.
a big movie district, yeah.
I don't even know where I want to live though, for real.
But like I just know I want 4 kids. I want
I don't even think about shit like
She's
that.
a Gemini moon.
No, I'm not.
Oh, I'm in Aries.
I want 4 kids. I want to be making films. I don't want to make movies. I want to make TV shows. And I want to be acting. I want to be modeling. I want to do it all. But I want to do it all with control. In the way that like Zendaya's a executive producer for Euphoria, but she also models, and she's also in Euphoria,
Right.
but she also probably helped write the script. That kind of thing.
Dog, that's me.
That's your
with
expectation.
That's my
Be Zendaya
expectation.
one day.
Be Zendaya.
Yeah.
Elise.
Hailey
That's what I
Elise.
see.
But also, I just
Zendaya's
want to
prodigy.
tell all of our listeners before we end today, don't also like really work yourself up thinking about stuff like that. I've learned this past year to take it day by day because with anxiety too, when I start thinking too much about the future, I make myself so anxious I almost throw up.
Yeah.
So don't do that. That's why I'm like, you just take it day by day and don't those expectations, because if you set your expectations high for your future, it doesn't go that way. You might be
Exactly. The
Right.
only, long story short, the only thing you should be setting your expectations high for are your relationships. Everything else, relax on yourself and like just live, just chill out and live your life.
Right, and understand that you have expectations, but you need to experience life before you really know, right? You can't, you won't know things right away. Like me and Hailey are talking about these long futures, we're gonna have this many kids, that much,
like,
whatever.
girl,
And it's like,
I don't know,
that
man.
means that subconsciously we're always looking at a person, maybe on a dating app, we're like,
Like,
are they gonna give
are
me
they
that
gonna produce
future?
5 children for me?
But we should not be even worrying about that because
Right.
it's like, this is now, we need to just do dating
No.
like a
Like
you know,
regular
somebody our
people.
age does
Yeah.
dating, not dating for like my
Marriage.
future life.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like
as we said
another
before.
thing that like is so important to mention is just to live your life.
Yeah.
Basically, but like with not high, I can talk about this a lot, but just basically just like have fun with your life.
All
Be
right.
chill on yourself.
Experience over everything.
And this is
Have
gonna
a
be
good
our
experience.
Our last podcast with Abby for now. She'll definitely be back. She'll definitely be back.
Oh.
Well, guys, make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. Check us out on TikTok.
Make sure you look up our Instagram to see pictures of what we're talking about on some of these episodes.
Get in the conversation. And yeah, we'll be back next Friday. Same place, same time.
Always,
Maybe different
thank you so
place.
much for listening.
Bye, guys. Heart.